So we want to look at ways to find area of different shapes. And there's two different ways we can look at it using what we call geoboards. Geoboards are things that have pegs, and we can run rubber bands or ribbon or yarn or something around the pegs and make figures. And so we have two different ways. We have an addition method, and that's where we take the area and add up all the little pieces to find that area. And so what that means is I'm going to divide up, and so like this is 1, 2, 3 squares here, and here's a square and a square, and then here's another square and a square and a square. And so you kind of add up all those squares, and then we have to add up all the little pieces that are left. Okay, so I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 squares. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 half squares. So plus 1/2 times 4. And then notice that this one, I can't say that this is half of a square, but I can say that this is half of 2 squares, because notice if I look at this one, I can draw 2 squares and cut it in half. Okay, so this right here is half of 2. So this right here actually makes up a total of 1, or 1/2 of 2 squares. So 13 plus 1/2 of 4 is going to be 2, plus 1/2 of 2 is 1. So 13 plus 2 is 15, plus 1 gives me an area of 16 squares. This is one way of finding the area of the figure that was drawn right here. Okay? We have the addition method. That's one way of doing it. The second way of doing it is something called the rectangle method. And what the rectangle method says to do is we construct a rectangle around the polygon. And so I'm going to construct a rectangle around this entire polygon. And I'm going to count up how much that entire rectangle is going to add up to be. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4 is, there are a total of 16 squares in here. But not all 16 squares are going to be accounted for. Okay? So I take out all of these squares that would be outside. Well, that means that I'm going to take out 1, 2, 3. So I need to take out these 3. That's going to be like in what I would consider segment A. So I'm going to subtract segment A, which has 3. And I'll subtract segment B, which is 1/2. And then I will look here, and this is going to be segment C. So that's going to be 2. And then I can look here, and that's going to be segment D, and that's 1. Okay. Then if you notice right here, E is going to be 1/2. F is going to be 1/2. G will be 1/2. And then H over here, I can't say it's 1/2 of here because it doesn't go to this point, but it's half of this one, which half of 2 is going to be a 1. So 3 plus 1/2 is 3.5 plus 2, that's 5.5, 6.5, 7, 8.5, 9, 10. So 16 minus 10 would give me 6. I think I miscounted. Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did. I miscounted. So 16 minus 9 is actually going to be a total of 7 here. So you can see there's two different ways of adding these up. You can do either method. Both methods will work. It just depends on which one's easier for you. Personally, I tend to like the addition method, but either one will work. Okay? So I want you to try some of those and see what you get.